Have you ever thought to yourself, I would love to move to Florida, but I wonder where I can find a charming, small community on the water? You found it. Today we're in Englewood, Florida. Right now we're filming this in Lemon Bay Park, which is just outside of downtown Englewood. It's a great park. It has the bay behind me, walking trails, but enough about that. We'll discuss that more when we talk about the other parks that are here in Englewood. Englewood also, like Venice, has a great downtown. The downtown is much smaller, very quaint with stores and great coffee shops. They have a farmer's market that's actually my favorite. It is from 9 to 1 on Thursday in season. So you'll want to check online to make sure when you're coming is the time that it's open. Awesome places for strawberry and fresh fruit, popcorn. It's very big, kind of spread apart. We love going there. Downtown Englewood actually is in Sarasota County, but the thing about Englewood is that it spreads across two counties. So it's in the southern part of Sarasota County and the northern part of Charlotte County. It is a mix of neighborhoods that are very individual houses, like your old Florida neighborhoods that you would think of, as well as developments and allotments that you would see in your gated communities. One thing about Englewood, especially being on the bay, is it's going to be a mix of teeny tiny cottages from maybe the 50s and 60s to really big houses that have been built since then that are right on the water. If you live in Englewood or you're from Englewood, there's a lot of pride. Like a lot of the cities in Florida and towns in Florida, they're proud of where they're from, and Englewood has that a lot. So the plus of that is it has a very strong chamber, and they do a lot of community events that are all in Englewood and are a lot of fun for the area. Englewood is nestled between the bay and 776. Although big parts of it driving along 776 is now across both sides of the road. There are lots of things here that you need. There is Walmart and Publix and fast food restaurants and businesses, coffee shops, Starbucks, all those things. But if you want even more options, because Englewood is smaller, you're going to go into Northport, Port Charlotte, and maybe even into Venice, depending on where you live in Englewood. Englewood is a mix of all kinds of different neighborhoods, like I said, from new construction neighborhoods to established neighborhoods where the houses all look a little bit different. One of my favorite neighborhoods is Englewood Isles. It is a mix of different kind of houses. It's along the water. Some of the houses are on the water. It's just a neat community that is just outside of Englewood downtown area and is a great option if you like to be on the water. Another well-known newer construction community is Boca Royale. It's just outside of the Englewood downtown area and is actually also connected to Wellen Park. This is a gated community with new construction and existing homes. And if you would like to know more about it, you can watch our video on it that's showing up at the end of this video. Because of its proximity to the water, it's great for all your water sports, for your fishing, kayaking, boating. We have friends who does spear fishing. Even just walking along the beaches or the water is a great option. You can sit along Lemon Bay, like we were watching some people do earlier, and just enjoy the boats in the water. In terms of beaches, from south going to the north in Englewood, it starts with Stump Pass State Park, that then goes into Englewood Beach. Those are both in Charlotte County. Then it goes up to Blind Pass. And then Manasota Beach, and those are both in Sarasota County. There are a few minor differences in the beaches itself just because of what county they're in. Sarasota County does not charge you to park at their beaches, and all of their restroom facilities are working, as well as I believe all the snack bars are working. If you go into Charlotte County, you typically pay to park there, although as of this video, they have suspended the payments for parking, so it's free parking. But as of this video, they do not have functioning restrooms. They do have porta pots, but if you're not a porta pot person, I am not a porta pot person, you're going to want to remember that and probably stay in the Sarasota County beaches for right now. All of the beaches are beautiful. They're all known for being beautiful. and are really popular with locals and tourists alike. Englewood is known for having some great, charming restaurants that are just local to this area. I'm just going to name a few of them here. Downtown Englewood has lots of neat restaurants to pick from. I've only been to 2 of them, and they're both coffee shops. The first one is Dearborn Coffee House. We were just there this morning and got some breakfast sandwiches, and of course had to get some of their desserts. Everything is homemade. It's so good. John, the owner, is super nice. He is a coffee genius, knows all about the coffee, has great coffee there. I'm not a coffee person, but I've heard all the stories about people who love to go there because he will talk coffee to you, explain things to you. Just a great place to go. They have tables as well as couch and chairs in the back. And it's also a place that you're going to see locals sitting out front of, having their coffee and just talking in the mornings and even at lunchtime. The second coffee shop that I'm going to mention is Culture Coffee. It is open a little bit earlier, so I've been there for early morning meetings. They open at 6:30 a.m. They also have an open mic time, which is fun. You don't think about that as a coffee shop necessarily. Again, there's lots of great places to eat on Dearborn in downtown Englewood. Those are just the only 2 that I've been at. Another perk about living by the water is there are a lot of restaurants that take advantage of water views. One of them that we love is Farlow's on the Water. It is on the Charlotte County area of Englewood. We have been there a couple of times. The food is great, whether you're sitting by the water or sitting inside the restaurant. And if I'm at Farlow's, whether I'm sitting by the water or inside, I've done both, I could stare at a wall because their food is so good. But the atmosphere is a bonus. It is a local place, has really good food, and it's a place that we really like to go. One of our favorites is Lock and Key. In fact, we just ate there for this video. It was a kind of brisk morning, but still great for sitting outside. We just parked at the beach and walked over. The food is amazing, and the way they plate everything looks nice. It was really good food, really reasonable priced. And if you want to be close to the beach or you're at the beach and you need a place to eat, that's a great one to consider. And one that is very well known is the Waverly. It's also very popular and has views of the beach. Like I mentioned earlier, Englewood is actually in 2 counties, Sarasota and Charlotte County. So what that means is there's some changes for the schools this year. Right now, the Sarasota Englewood kids have gone to Lemon Bay High School, but with the new Wellen Park High School opening in the fall, all of the Sarasota County students will go to Wellen Park High School, and all of those students that live in the Charlotte County part of Englewood will go to Lemon Bay. Wellen Park High School, we've seen more pictures of it that they're showing as it's getting more and more finished. We've been seeing pictures of the staff that they're introducing. Everyone is getting super excited between the building and the great staff choices that they've made. It's going to be a great asset to Sarasota County, and these kids in Englewood, I think, are going to really like it there. Like everywhere in Sarasota County, Englewood has some great parks. Like I mentioned before, we're filming this at Lemon Bay Park. So the bay is behind me. All around me are paths, walking paths. We're actually at a picnic shelter right now. They're also all around the property. There is a building that has restrooms and some educational spots. This is a really great place to spend the day or to go for a walk. In fact, you don't know this, but on our filming, we've had to stop multiple times because there are multiple groups of people passing us, from single people jogging to groups of people walking to a woman pushing her little kid in a baby stroller. So this is a great option if you want to enjoy nature in the beautiful area of Florida and the water. We were also at Indian Mound Park. That is right along the bay. You're seeing all of the water. There's ample parking there. There are also a few picnic shelters there. The views of the water were gorgeous, especially today. It's a little chilly out today, but the water is still a beautiful color and a great place to be. In fact, when we were parking, somebody was eating their lunch right next to us on their lunch break, and that is a great spot for that. There is also a boat launch at that park, and it is walkable from downtown Englewood. So if you're like, I just want to spend some shopping time and have breakfast and then go walk to the bay and look at the water, you could very easily do that at that area. Another very popular, very big park that has nothing to do with the water down here in Englewood is the Englewood Sports Complex. It has a building. It has lots of pickleball courts, basketball, baseball, all of the sports you can think of because it is a big complex. Also has ample parking as well. That is actually off River Road, so it is between Englewood and Wellen Park, although much closer to Englewood. And that is a place our boys have enjoyed going with friends to participate in the activities just like you would any other park. One more park we want to talk about is the Cedar Point Environmental Park. Now, it does have a fishing dock that is closed at this time, but there are also some great amenities. There's the environmental center, picnic tables, playground, restroom, nature preserve, and nature trails all at that park. Like I've mentioned, Englewood is a really charming small community, again, that has the old Florida feel, especially with that cute small downtown. It does not have the fast pace or the bigness of some of the other towns around here. So like it's smaller than Venice, smaller than Northport, and smaller than Port Charlotte. And it's kind of tucked by all of those, bordered between those and the water. So if you're looking for a small, slower pace, this is a great option for you, whether you're looking for the charm of some of the older houses or a new development. This is definitely a top place to pick if you want kind of that slower Florida life, and it's still here. So if after all that we've said, this area interests you, please reach out to us. Also, if you want to learn more about a gated community in Englewood, you can look over here and you can see our video on Boca Royale, or also you can subscribe and get the information on all of our other videos that tell you all about life in Southwest Florida.